Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moto 2 for Watkins, Glen for HRL Forza Elantra series, going through the starting lineup here. And as always, going to be an invert, but we are going to have a late joiner at the back of the field too. Coop is finally back and showing up for his first moto here, and that is a that's a design from the store too. It was like super last minute, so he went and he got a funny scheme for the car, threw it on. We're green. But yeah, we'll see if he ends up making his own one again. But again, this was like super last minute for him showing up tonight. But hopefully, he should be able to make more of the races now for the rest of the season. So that's nice. Hopefully, he can show up for next week, because if I recall correctly, I think it was one of the better weeks for him. I don't remember if the results exactly worked out, but I just think his speed was better. But yeah, we're going to the short track oval. We're going back to Eagle Rock next week. So again, this season started off, and here we're on board with Coop. This season started off with Homestead, and yeah, so Triple Crown as well. So a lot of oval action to start off the season, and now it's been basically a month of just straight road course stuff. So that's how it's been for the last month, and now we're going back onto the ovals with Eagle Rock, and it should be interesting too, because it's very different than Homestead. Homestead is obviously super draft focused. And that's the entirety of the race at Homestead. It's basically all draft, whereas Eagle Rock, it's going to be the opposite. There's going to be like not really any draft factor at all. It's just going to be straight up oval racing, and should be very fun. Like I said, I think Eagle Rock was really fun in the MX-5s. It should be a really good time in this car as well. So hopefully we can get some of the ringers to show up for that one. Because if we get a decent field, like we had for Homestead, I think Eagle Rock should be a lot of fun with these cars. And yeah, a lot of big runs. Here we go, going into lap 2. A lot of big runs in that out of that last corner into the main straightaway. Here in these early laps of Watkins Glen, we saw a few moments like that in Moto 1. See one here already in Moto 2. I think it happens so commonly because there just tends to be a battle that's still getting sorted out by the time we get to the last corner. And if they end up making contact, if the drivers behind don't make contact, get a massive run there. And even here, look at this. Look at this run for Roman. Making it 3 wide. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Keep it clean. There we go. It looks like we're going to get through the bus stop nice and clean. Just a little bit of contact here or there, but not too bad. That was about as clean as you could expect that to go, entering in 3 wide. So we'll take that. And as you can see, looking at the sky, we're definitely going to see a change here soon. Should be the lights coming on for the cars and the track as well here shortly. Looks like it's maybe going to take another lap or two before we go into like full-on nighttime. But yeah, you can definitely see the transition is going down here for Moto 2. Should be fun. And again, 14 laps, just like Moto 1. And 14 laps, it goes by really fast. Like I said, like time-wise, it's not that fast of a race, right? Like it's, I don't know, somewhere between like 18 to 20 minutes. So it's not really that fast, but when you're actually like running it, and then even here doing like the race replay, it just feels like it goes by so quickly. And that's why you have all this action and all these drivers making crazy moves, like Roman forcing it 3 wide there that we just saw a little while ago, trying to get that track position because you really don't have that much time to work with. On board with Luke right now, and we're watching the battle with Slaunch. From Moto 1 resume. They battled a lot in Moto 1 for several laps, and it looks like they're getting right back to it here in Moto 2. A little bit of slammage and some switch ups in the strategy department as well. I think a lot of drivers changed it up, and I think we have a more balanced field strategy wise in this one. So I think that I believe this time around Matt actually switched it up. So the hard softs, he was the only one on it, and it worked out for him in Moto 1. In Moto 2, he's actually switching it up, and Opix, as we know, Opix loves to stick with that medium strat, so Matt's going to be joining Opix on the medium strat, and I think Roman went for it as well. So Roman, Opix, Matt, all on the mediums. I think everybody else is going for hards, softs, so a lot more even this time around, and a lot more variety this time around compared to Moto 1. So that should change things up quite a bit, right? Obviously, the invert always makes a big difference in Moto 2. Some big slammage here in turn 1, but I think that the switch up in strategy and it being like more, again, more even across the field, more drivers going for the different strategy, that should change up this race a lot too. Because again, Moto 1 was almost everybody on mediums. So it was like very straight up with the battling. We might see a little bit more variety here. Might see a little bit more separation early on, and then it get closer towards the end when the soft runners start to like catch back up, if that makes sense. Holy wow, that was super sideways right there for detail. Massive save on the exit of the bus stop. That was crazy. That's the nice thing with these cars is that whenever they get super sideways like that, we've seen that multiple times throughout all these races where we've had drivers have massive moments where they're just like super loose and they're able to catch it. Seems like they're able to catch it like really well with these cars, which obviously we love, especially for the road course racing, because that kind of keeps them in the game. You know, it's not like the oval racing where we can throw a caution and reset everything. It's not like that in the road course racing. So nice to have these cars be able to hold on to situations like that and keep everybody on track, keep the battling going, because that's what we love to see out here. I had to hit the hydration break. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But anyways, here we are. What are we? Okay, on lap 5. And it looks like Detail maybe going to make a move here on Slaunch. Going to have a look. Oh, and they hooked together. It's going to slow them both down quite a bit. Let's take a look at a replay. This is from Luke's onboard behind. Going to say thank you very much. Take both of those spots. And here's another angle from Slaunch. And you see that's unfortunate. They're battling really hard and they just get hooked right there. And that slows them both down a ton. And that really sucks. That's going to affect both of their races quite a bit. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out because again, they're both on the same strategy this race. Both of these guys are running the hards to softs strategy, and considering the fact that they were on the hards, I think they were in a pretty good position where they were at. But yeah, unfortunately, getting hooked together, slowing both of them down, not going to help them out. Thankfully, and they don't know this yet, but thankfully for them, it looks like the medium runners, Opix, Roman, and Matt, have all gotten together, and I love how this has worked out because we actually, I feel like it rarely happens like this, but as it should, the two packs of different strategies have actually like grouped together like in those packs, separated on track. So you see, again, as they should be, the mediums runners are running up front, and they're all three together, and then the hards runners are in a pack of their own. Behind them, again, where they should be. They're on the hard tire. They should be behind. So then you have, Luke, Slaunch, Detail, and Coop all in that second pack. So I love how this has worked out because, again, that's how it should work out. Like, in theory, with the way the tires are and if everybody's running, like, pretty competitive times, that's how it should work out. But I feel like it's always jumbled. I feel like it rarely works out, like, exactly that way. So it's really cool here in this second Moto and Watkins Glen to see it actually work out that way. Like, this is the visual of like how the strategy should be playing out at this point. And it's actually happening. It's actually working that way, which is really, really cool. So yeah, love to see that. And again, like I was saying, they probably can't see it with how far back they are, but if Slaunch and Detail could see this, they would love that because, getting slowed up like they did, it's going to affect them a ton. But if these guys, if Opix, Roman, and Matt, if they can battle like really hard right here, that's going to help them out in the long run, right? That's going to help out Luke, Slaunch, Detail, Coop, all of the hards runners in the long run when they get on softs later on in the race. All this battle action right now is going to benefit them down the line. Oh, yeah, and they're not holding back. I mean, you could see it looked like Matt was even potentially looking at going 3 wide right there. Not going to happen. Matt's maybe trying to shoot to the lead. He was in third here, and he had a massive run. Roman and Opix were battling really hard. Matt was trying to gather it up. And he's going to try to shoot from third to the lead. And there we go. You see Opix. That's exactly what I was talking about. It's exactly what I was talking about. You just have a much better turn-in angle. You're able to brake way deeper. Whereas on the other hand, for Matt, it was a lot harder to manage, right? You could tell it was a lot harder to manage. He was trying to keep it off the wall, but trying to keep it clean with Opix as well. And he just gets like the wrong angle into the turn, and just the whole bus stop is just messed up, and he's just not able to hit it as good as he's normally able to, whereas Opix is able to just absolutely rip it. So it's like I was talking about. I think that left side is preferred. I think it's the way to go. Look at this cheeky move from Roman. This is the pit in lap for these medium guys, and Roman knows that. And I think maybe Opix wasn't aware. I think he was trying to check to see if they're all on mediums. because I think he was calling out the pit too. But yeah, that was a crafty, cheeky move from Roman right there, knowing that they were all going into the pits. So he kind of caught Opix off guard, hit a massive dive to the bottom, because he knew that they were all like going to be going into the pits. So as long as Roman could position his car there, you know, it's not like they're battling all the way to turn 1, right? It's not like they're battling all the way there. So all he needs to do is just position his car there and get it angled right, and he can maybe sneak that spot from Opix going into the pits. And I think he actually pulled it off. I think he actually is going to come out of the pits in front of Opix. So that was one of the cheekiest moves that we've seen all season. Not gonna lie, that was pretty hilarious. So I was not expecting that. I don't think Opix was expecting it. I don't even know if Roman was expecting to do it. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was just battling super hard and was like, oh yeah, shit, I gotta go in. I don't know. But either way, that was pretty funny. So definitely a good highlight right there, with the 3 mediums runners damn near like photo finishing into the pit entry. Love to see that. Love to see the battles into and out of pit roads. That stuff's always fun. So now that happened, they're gonna try to settle it out. Although, I mean, the way it's been looking, I don't know if they're gonna settle it out. I think Roman, Opix, and Matt are just gonna keep duking it out. The way it's going. I mean, again, you just saw like Roman's going for a dive bomb into the pits. Like they're going super hard. That medium group, they're going super hard. I don't think they care. But we were just watching for a moment Luke to try to catch up on the hards runners right there and to see how it works out. And take a look at the interval. This is interesting. Slaunch, maybe with you know, getting hooked up with detail and losing that time, decides to go for a gamble. He's actually pitting kind of early. He's pitting a lap early. We saw Blake go for something like this. Oh, this is going to shake it up too. Look at this. These guys have actually like caught Coop. The medium runners have actually caught Coop, and they're and remember, it's not a lap down situation, right? We do have the ghost car turned on when you're lapping somebody, but it was just because of the gaps. It was just the way that it worked out. They're not putting Coop a lap down. They're just like passing him again, right? So Coop is not going ghost, and they're actually going to have to try to navigate Coop here. So this is another wrench to throw into the strategy. This is really bad for the mediums runners with the way that their strategy is worked out. Again, they have to pass Coop right now, which is really unfortunate. Look, Opix gets the worst of it, right? He gets behind him in the carousel, just nowhere to go. Coop's going to let him by after that, but that's just like really unfortunate timing. And yeah, that's going to slow down literally all of the mediums runners right there. So many different like just weird aspects of this strategy just not working out for the mediums guys. I think the main thing is that they're just battling so hard with each other. But then again, you had the battle into the pits with Roman, and then now the having to pass Coop. Whereas, you know, the hards runners, they're on the same strategy as Coop, so in theory, they're not going to have to pass Coop again because they're going to pit around the same time, right? They're already in front of them. They're just going to pit around the same time. They're not going to have to pass them. And look at this. Look at the way it's worked out. So Luke went into the pits, and we just saw on the side there, we see the pit exit. And how is this going to work out? Is Luke going to come out of the pits in the lead on those softs? Because if he does, then the race is probably going to be over, right? It's all the mediums runners behind him. He's going to be out on softs. But they do have the momentum. You got to remember that. These guys do have the momentum coming out of turn 1 instead of coming out of the pits. And here we go. They're taking that momentum. They need to make this move happen. It's 3 wide into the bus stop. No way. Whoa, really loose right there. Look at the grass, too. And Matt makes it happen. He takes the lead. Look at how close this was. Loose into the grass right there. Really close for Roman, too. But Matt comes out in the lead. That is a massive moment in the race right there. Absolutely huge. Love to see that. How crazy that was. Again, like it wasn't lap traffic action, but it kind of worked out like functionally the same, right, with Coop. And then that made a difference, right? I think these guys probably come out like in front of Luke straight up without that little bit of extra help from Coop. But Coop with the big assist right there, helping him to where Luke was able to come out in front. Now again, they were able to make the pass eventually, but this gap is still going to be very manageable. So let's see how it plays out. Oh, wow. And yeah, you can see the better grip right there. Massive run. Luke, nowhere to go. Just going to slam into the back of Roman. But you could tell like the difference in grip on the exit of the corner right there. Really huge. But yeah, that was an awesome moment. That was a top moment in the season for sure. The way the strategies worked out, and then all the way into a 3 wide into the bus stop. That was awesome. That's the type of stuff that we love to see. And yeah, I love that everybody seems to be getting better with these cars and seems to be getting more comfortable, and then that we can actually like have you know, moments like that in these races. Really, really cool stuff. And look at this. Things are getting interesting. Slaunch is still in this. There's been so much cheese that Slaunch, and then also you got to factor this in too. All that craziness happened the lap after, so I kind of, forgot to finish my thought with Slaunch. But Slaunch, again, he pit a lap early. So the benefit of that is that he's on those softs a lap earlier, right? Like he's getting that benefit earlier, and I think he's taking advantage of that right now. He gets around Opix, and now he gets around Roman. The downside is that the last lap for Slaunch, his tires are going to fall off. His tires are going to fall off. It's going to be absolutely brutal, and he's going to be holding on that last lap. So what Slaunch is banking on, and again, we saw Blake try to do something similar, and it didn't work out in the end in the last race at Silverstone. What Slaunch is banking on is taking advantage of this early pace, getting around those guys, building enough of a gap, and then he's hoping that he'll have a big enough gap to where if they get close to him, he could just block, right? He could just block and just hold on to that spot. That's what he's banking on. So we'll see how it plays out. And then right here, Luke with the big run into turn 1 and going to complete the pass there on Matt. And this is interesting too because the shoe's on the other foot now. This is like the opposite of what we saw in Moto 1. So in Moto 1, we saw Matt on the softs at the end and Luke on the mediums. And then that's kind of how that like battle dynamic played out. Now we're seeing the opposite. Matt is on the mediums. Luke is on the softs. On the offensive, Matt's trying to hold him off, and Luke able to make the pass there, and we'll see if he can hold on to it. Again, Matt was able to hold on the softs last moto, so we already have that precedent. The softs looked pretty good there, and we'll see. So far, it's looking like Luke's building a gap, so it's looking pretty good again. But again, never know until it's over, so we'll see how this one plays out. Yeah, building up that gap. It's almost looking to about a second now, so it's starting to look pretty good for Luke at the moment. So we'll catch back up with that if Matt closes in and it gets spicy. But right now I'm trying to watch the battle action on track, and it has settled out quite a bit for the front, but there is still some good battle action at the back, and I don't think it's resolved yet, and I don't think it's going to be resolved. We got 2 laps to go, or I don't think it's going to be resolved quite yet, rather. We've got 2 laps to go, and look at this. Detail now is back on the softs. He's on the softs again. We saw that with Slaunch. They're both going to the softs. Slaunch was able to get around Opix and Roman, but he did pit a lap earlier. I think Detail pit on the normal lap, I believe. I think he pit a lap later than Slaunch. I believe he pit with Luke. And so Detail is not going to have to worry about any tire fall off, but what he does have to worry about is making these passes happen in time. So we'll see. This is very interesting because Opix is putting a lot of pressure on Roman, but at the same time, Detail's behind Opix putting a bunch of pressure on him. So this is going to be a spicy ending. Potentially for 4th, 5th, and 6th here. And we're running out of time. Again, we're going to the white flag this time by. It's about to be 1 lap to go. Again, Roman and Opix 4th and 5th on the mediums, and Detail 6th on the softs, and the tires should be fine. See if we can make anything special happen here at the end. He's going to have to do it quickly. And, yep, here we go. Outside of the last corner, going down the straight for the second to last time. And here we go, white flag lap. See how this plays out. Got to make moves quickly if you're going to make them happen. And, oh, Opix trying so hard to get it slowed down. And there's the first move down for Detail. Let's take a look at a replay on that one. And it's hard to tell because it's very slight, and I can't even hear the contact. So, yeah, that was super close, and I'm definitely going to have to hear from Opix and Detail to know if that was actually a bump and run or not, because again, it's really close in the replay, and the audio doesn't play as if it was a bump. So, but it kind of looks like there was a slight bump. So I don't know. I'd have to hear from them to know for sure to see if they remember. But either way, it was really cleanly executed move, and Detail's going to get that first pass down, and it's absolutely massive because again, he's on the softs. He can definitely make up this time on Roman, and maybe potentially have a chance at getting 2 last lap passes here, and that would be huge. That would be huge. So let's follow him and see if we can do it. And remember, Opix is still behind, and as long as Opix can stay close, who knows what happens? He still has a chance at maybe getting a position or 2 back as well. He was in a situation like that just last week where he got 2 last lap spots that seemingly came out of nowhere. So just got to stay in the game to have a chance, right? That's all you got to do. And look at this. Yeah, Detail's already to the bumper of Roman. Oh boy, they've got some history. How is this going to play out? Here we go. Roman blocking the inside as expected. Detail fully on the gas. Oh no! Roman trying to come back over. Detail not allowing it. And then he's going to get the position and take it in the last corner and finish in 4th. Opix 5th, Roman 6th. Oh, wow. This is some payback cheese. Let's take another look at this one. Or actually, first, rather, get the finish. And I did say that we're going to go back to it if it got close, but it did not get close. It was kind of a checkout after the pass was made. So Luke going to take first, Matt going to take second. Slaunch does hold on very well on those softs for third. And here we go. Here's our other angle. See Roman coming back over, Detail not having it. There was a little bit more time. Roman didn't have to rush to get over so fast. I do understand why he was doing so though. But yeah, either way, I don't know. History between them on the series, I think Detail is not going to make that one easy. So yeah, Roman, the reputation coming back to bite him. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Oh, and I forgot forgot about this. This was multiple laps earlier. This is something that happened to Coop. When attempting to make his pits. So I'm not exactly sure how that happened, but that did happen. So I thought I'd show that at the end there too. But wow, crazy finish. What is up with this just crazy last lap action in every race? It just keeps happening. I don't know, but I love it. Hope you guys enjoyed it too, and see you next week for some more oval action at Eagle Rock.